Good morning everyone. Today we're going to be talking about what to do on PSO2 because I know a lot of you guys are really burnt out of PSO2 or still want to play but don't know what to do on PSO2 because you pretty much have your endgame units and weapons, you've got all the classes to level 100 and you're kind of bummed. You're like, okay, what else is there to do in the game? Well, in today's video we're going to be covering all of that. But first of all, if you're new to the channel, I upload PSO2 content daily, so if you do play this game, I'd really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the very first thing that I recommend everyone to do is do whatever campaign is happening right now. For example, you can get this emote right here for free. It's freaking adorable. You see a freaking rare drop item, you grab it and you're like, oh, this is mine. And the female version is like this, where the rare drop just pops into your hands and you're like, oh, what is this? Interesting. And you start petting the cube. Super duper cute and super duper easy to get these emotes as well. And this is all from the current campaign that is happening for this week. All you need to do is True Profound Darkness on any difficulty. So I literally did it on hard, which is the easiest difficulty. And yeah, I was done in like a minute, 2 minutes. Really easy, and boom, free emote. Don't forget, these emotes will work with the new Genesis body types and will also work in new Genesis. So you know all your emotes that you have. So if I go over here and I go perform emotes, you know I've got 10 pages of emotes. All of these emotes are going to carry over when we start playing new Genesis. So it's super duper nice. And I think it's probably a good idea to start collecting some emotes if that's your thing. The next thing I recommend a lot of players to do is obviously collect Phasion, because Phasion, as we all know, is the true endgame. However, do keep in mind, if you want the finger movement, then there's a lot of costumes and base wear and outerwear, so forth and so on, which will not be applicable to that body type. So what you could do is collect items that work on both body types. So what you can focus on are accessories and hairstyles, because accessories and hairstyles will work on both body types, regardless if you're using the new Genesis head or the new Genesis body, or just the regular base PSO2 body or head. You'll be perfectly fine. That's why I would recommend accessories, especially accessories, okay? So emotes, accessories, probably that's your go-to, all right? So the third thing that I recommend most people to do is to start learning a class that will be available in New Genesis right off the bat. So from my understanding, Braver is not going to be available on the release of New Genesis. So I'm going to need to play another class. So I've personally been lucky enough to play the Japanese closed beta 2 when that was available back in March. And I realized that I really gravitated towards Hunter as well as Gunner. So what I can do now is I can start learning how to play the Hunter, learning how to play the Gunner in base PSO2. That way I have the skills and the knowledge, so when I do transition over to New Genesis, the transition is going to be a lot smoother because I'm going to know how to play the class. So that is the third thing that I would do. The fourth thing I would do would be collect weapon camos that I like. So for example, the Trident pistols from the Irregular High School collab, I really like those pistols, and I knew for a fact that I was going to be playing Gunner in New Genesis, so I wanted those weapon camos because I wanted my pistols to look cool, and so I went out of my way to save enough Meseta to buy the weapon camo. That way I can bring it with me into New Genesis. Alright, now if you've done all of that, the next thing would be obviously to collect star gems. You can see over here I've got 3,500 star gems, which is actually not that much. I still have that campaign going on where if you get all your classes to level 100, you get like an additional almost like 2,000 star gems or something. So I need to do that as well. I've got 3 more classes left to do, so I'm probably going to try to knock that out before the end of the week, because don't forget that 600% EXP boost will be ending after the maintenance, so you definitely want to take advantage of that. However, did you know there's another way to make a lot of star gems, and that is challenge mode. Challenge mode obviously is not for everyone, because as the name implies, it's supposed to be a challenge, because you will not be able to carry any of your gear into challenge mode. So you know all your levels, all your gear, all your skill trees, none of that carries over into challenge mode. You're literally a fresh character, and you have to work together as a team and progress through all 5 levels, and you need to beat it within 14 minutes, I believe. And no one's allowed to die. It's something along those lines. But either way, you basically want a perfect score. And if you get a perfect score, I believe you get 200 star gems on each ship you play on. So it's a lot of star gems. So I believe if you are like me and you have all the characters on ship 2, what you can do is you can do it on ship 2 and then do it on the universal ships as well to double dip. I'm not 100% sure about that, but what I do know is you can get this 200 star gems every single week, which is quite a big deal. It adds up really quickly, actually. However, for all you experienced challenge mode players out there, please correct me if I'm wrong or just let me know all the fine details. I'll probably pin your comment. And yeah, just help everyone out, because as I said earlier, challenge mode is not for everyone, but if you really want those star gems and you're looking for a challenge, you know, that's definitely something you can do. Challenge mode really tests your knowledge of specific classes. So for example, when I did challenge mode, I was lucky enough to play with tier 1. They basically taught me everything and hard carried me, but when playing with them, I learned a lot about the partisan with the hunter class, which I am actually quite into. I really enjoy the playstyle. It's very different from the braver playstyle, and it's actually like totally changed the way that I see the game. And that leads up to my 5th point, and that is try out a different class, because there are 13 classes in the game and each class will vastly change the way you play the game. For example, I've been playing braver for a year now, but I've only been playing braver. So for example, when I started getting a little bit serious with my hero class or my phantom class, I realized, wow, there are so many different mechanics based on what class you're playing. And so if you're really bored with whatever class you're playing, what I do recommend is trying out a different class. Actually, in tomorrow's podcast with Sammy, we actually talk about this, because he also started out as a braver like me, but then he branched off to hunter and then étoile, and now he's really loving the étoile playstyle because it resonates with the charge blade playstyle in Monster Hunter, and that's kind of his jam. So I feel like a lot of people don't really give this game enough time or enough chances to try out all the different classes, because we usually just stick with one class. We play one class that we're comfortable with, and we kind of stick with that play style. But if you're willing to invest the time and step out of your comfort zone and try a different class and try to learn it, I promise you it will change the way you see this game. Now, if all of these 5 points either don't interest you or you've done all of them already, then obviously I would recommend you guys to take a break. Go play another game and come back when new Genesis is available or when a new campaign drops and blast through that, because we do have the Sword Art Online campaign coming soon, which I definitely want to check out because there's like a whole story mode to that. So I want to see how on earth Asuna and Kirito got sucked into the world of Phantasy Star. That would definitely be a very interesting story to watch, because everything's going to be voiced over, so that's going to be super duper awesome. But other than that, you know, there are other games out there. There are a ton of games out there. I've been super busy with Genshin Impact with the 1.5 patch, and you guys are probably going to hear me talk a lot about that in tomorrow's podcast, because we ramble on a lot about Genshin Impact. Other than that, Resident Evil Village has just come out. By the time this video went live, I just probably finished my first stream, or like the first part of the game. I don't know how long I'll stream, probably like 3 to 4 hours, and see how far I get with it. But I'll probably continue to stream the next couple days just so that I can wrap that up, finish that game. But I'm super duper excited to play that game. I'm a big Resident Evil fan. I'm just a scaredy cat. So yeah, if you guys haven't followed my Twitch channel yet, the link is in the description below. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome?